into the studio for a chat. Hello to you all.
Hello.
So we've got Al, Jamie and Chris. Any of you can answer this question. For people who've never heard your music before, how do you describe it? We don't want to pigeonhole you, but what kind of genre are we looking at?
Oh, I think if Coldplay were happy.
It's not bad.
So a little bit like Coldplay, we're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. So that makes me think of huge stadium gigs where people, singing along to the words and amazing kind of rousing tunes and a good atmosphere. Is that what you want to get at your gig?
Yes,
You like
please.
people.
That would be very good.
Okay. So perhaps not the huge stadiums, but the atmosphere of a gig, is that important to you? That people singing along to the tunes, feeling part of it, feeling something when they're in the crowd?
Yeah, and I think in terms of how we approach our writing, we always have that in mind, that we want it to be a good experience for fans that come along and see us play. So whenever we're writing songs, we certainly have that in mind, that we make nice, big, bright songs that people can move along to and really enjoy themselves when they come to a show, for sure.
And I understand that lyrics and storytelling are quite important to you as well. So how do you actually go about the process of writing songs? Where and how does that happen?
That's a really good question. In terms of the process of how we write, that comes from many different origins, from maybe a basic synth part being written and brought to the table, or a melody, a drum section. The sort of the acorn of the idea comes in loads of different forms, and then we just all play our own part in building on top of that. If we think it's got some legs, then we'll press on with it and write the rest of the parts. But the start comes in so many different ways, and then we just add the meat on the bones once we've got a good framework and we all feel that songs in a good place and well worth finishing off and developing.
So it sounds like a collaboration then. You haven't got one songwriter who's kind of calling the shots. You can all sort of chip in and play a part in it and feel like you're all contributing to the songs.
Yeah. Very much so.
You mentioned Coldplay as a band you might have a similar sound too. In terms of influences, who you actually like listening to, both from the music you grew up with and the music you listen to now, what sort of artists might we know?
I think we've really got a massive wide range of influences and things that we listen to. We would say that we're probably more led by individual songs. I grew up listening to my mum was massively into Motown and my dad was into Queen, and then I was sort of grew up around the Britpop side of things. So there was a real wide range, and they all kind of dip in and come in at various points in where we're writing. So,
what about you, Jamie?
I love Barry Manilow. I mean, when I started drumming, I idolised people with pop punk sort of stuff, rock drummers. But then as you play, learn your instrument more and more, you tend to find different genres of music that you like. It's really fun to play hip hop stuff. Country music's fun to play, like blues, loads of stuff. You can't really influences everywhere.
Chris?
To echo Al's point, really, I mean, for me, I do have some favourite artists. We mentioned Coldplay, The Killers, but like Counting Crows and some of the stuff went in towards more Americana. And then right through to some of the real sort of modern day bands that are breaking and doing really well. The 1975 just spring to mind, and all of these different artists. There are things we think we might hear a track and think, oh, that sounds really cool, and that might influence the next track or take us down a road or offer some direction to where we go with the next song. But yes, it's such a huge span, right from tracks way back when to real modern day pop and contemporary music.
And you've mentioned almost every genre going there. We've had country, we've had hip hop, we've had blues, Americana, everything, indie, it's all sort of in there. But that's great, because for people listening, it doesn't make them immediately think, oh, that's not my taste, that's not my bag, I'm not into that. Actually, if they can access your music because they're into one of those sounds, then potentially they might like it.
I think that's one of the things that's really important to us, is the accessibility.
Yeah.
When we've been playing shows over the summer and over the year, one of the really good things for us is the fact that we see so many parents with their kids, or even grandparents with grandkids coming and just having fun. And I think that's something which we really value in what we do.
It's great when it can span the generations, and you can get, like you say, grandparents or parents bringing children along to concerts, and then when it's appropriate, obviously, maybe not in the park, always, but when it's appropriate, then they can kind of get that love of music, because seeing it live is just a completely different experience, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah. And so like you knocked the nail on the head when you said, you know, being accessible. We pride ourselves on that, and we certainly don't shy away from it. The kind of music that we write and we play, well, we have that in mind. We wouldn't for a second say that we're niche or, you know, massively alternative. We do what we do, and the songs come out the way they come out, and that's how we approach things.
That sounds very sort of genuine and honest, not trying to be anything in particular, just doing what you do and enjoying it.
That's
so
right.
You've got this big homecoming show then at the Victoria in Old Town. It's next Thursday, the 20th of December, to launch the album. Hopefully have some fans and some friends and family along there as well.
Yeah.
But I understand you're supporting a local charity with that project as well.
We are, yeah. So we're supporting a local charity called Koalas, that provide a preschool and nursery setting for disabled children and offer support, a support network to their families as well. So it's a charity that is close to our hearts, and we want to do our bit to support the charity. And we're making donations from our ticket sales and people that come along on the night. It's very clear that we say that, you know, a donation will be made from each sale towards the charity in supporting them. Great.
Well, the new album is called Resolve. You're going to play a live track for us very soon on the programme. What's that going to be?
Well, the track is actually is a song called "Make It Happen" that we play from. It's not on the brand new album, but it's one that, you know, we feel works really well acoustically. So we've come up with this version for the show today.
We look forward to hearing from it. Talking Code live on BBC Wiltshire very shortly.